This is part 4 of AngularJS tutorial. In this video we will discuss about module in AngularJS. What is an AngularJS module? A module defines the application functionality that is applied to the entire HTML page using the ng-app directive. It defines functionality such as directives, services, and filters in a way that make it easy to reuse it in different applications. In our previous example, you should have noticed that ng-app directive is used to define our main Angular application. This is one way of key concept of Angular modules in AngularJS. Let's switch to Visual Studio. This is the last example that we have been working in this video series. First of all, I'm going to remove this style and ng init attributes. Let's get rid of this one also. Save the file. I'm going to add a script file inside the script folder. Name it as script.js. A script file will be added in scripts folder. How to create a module in AngularJS? Creating a module in AngularJS is very easy. First of all, add AngularJS script file as a reference in this file for getting AngularJS IntelliSense. I'm going to declare a variable where app is equals to angular dot. There is an inbuilt function called module. This module first parameter expects the name of the module. I'm going to give it as app, and second parameter, any dependencies with this module we can write here. For now we don't have any dependencies. I'm going to pass as an empty array. Close this one. So this is the AngularJS module creation. Now let's create a controller for app module. What is controller? A controller is defined using ng-controller directive. A controller is a JavaScript object containing attributes, properties, and functions. Each controller accepts $scope as a parameter which refers to the application or module that controller is to control. And now let's create a controller for this module. I'm going to declare a variable called controller. I'm going to assign a function for this controller variable. I'm going to pass a parameter $scope dot. I'm assigning a variable message. Just say welcome to AngularJS. We created controller. How to register this controller with app module? Let's see. App dot. There is an inbuilt function called controller. Let's introduce this. Controller. It expects first parameter as a controller name. I'm going to name it as sample controller. And second parameter callback function. So I'm going to give this callback function this variable. Now this controller is registered with app module. Let's go to HTML page. Before that, save this file. Let's go to HTML page. Reference this script file into this page. And I'm going to add a name to ng-app app. So this app name and this app name must be same. Add a div tag, div, and add a directive ng controller. I'm going to give this controller name whatever we introduced before in this page, sample controller. So copy, paste it here. And how to access this scope variable inside this controller, sample controller? Inside the double curly braces, just pass this MSC Copy, paste, save. Before run this application, let's increase the font size. Font size 30 pixel. Save this file, run the application. So we get the message, welcome to AngularJS. The sample controller is responsible for inside this div only. Outside of this div, it is not responsible. If I copy this binding expression and paste it in outside of the another div, what happens we will see on the screen. Let's refresh the page. So it displays nothing because it is not responsible for this div. It is responsible for only this div. What happens if I move this ng controller to body element? Control X, Control V, save this and rerun. So it displayed two messages because now it is responsible for entire body. So this will be executed, this will be executed. The both binding expressions will be executed. Now go to script file. Here we declared a variable and assign function to this variable. Instead of doing, we can directly pass this function to here. Let's copy this one and paste it here. Now we can remove this variable from here. So by doing this, we can eliminate separate variable declarations for this controller. Save the application and rerun the page. So no changes in output. We can make this code more simpler. How? Let's see. I'm going to remove this semicolon, add controller here. I'm going to cut this code and paste it here. Remove this code. We can write the code in this way also. So this is called method chaining. Save this file, rerun the page. So no changes in output. Let's go to Visual Studio. Now let's look at an example of AngularJS application without module, and then we can understand the need of having module in our application. Let's undo these files first. Save the file, go to index page. I'm going to remove this reference file and also removing ng-app module name. I'm going to write a script here. Script type is equals text / javascript. Now write a function. I'm going to name it as this name, $scope. Now I'm going to declare the scope variable $scope dot equals welcome to AngularJS. Save this file. Here we are invoking the value of $scope message via variable. Now run the application. I'm going to refresh page. Look at here, the message properties displays within the binding expression as a plain text. But notice our ng-app directive, it has a blank value. This basically means that all controllers which are called within the context of ng-app directive can access globally. There is no boundary which can separate multiple controllers from each other. This is a bad practice to have controller not attached to any module and making them globally accessible. There has to be some logical boundary defined for controllers. And this is where modules comes in. Modules are used to create the separation of boundaries and assist in separating controllers based on the functionality. This is the code for creating a module and creating a controller and registering the controller with module. Thank you for listening.